Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there in the first place? Or found yourself struggling to recall someone's name even though you just met them last week? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're definitely not losing it. These little slips happen to all of us, especially as we get older. But here's the good news. Memory decline isn't just a normal part of aging. It's also something you can push back against, starting with what you do each morning. Now, I know mornings can feel a little slower after 60. Maybe the joints are stiff or the energy just isn't quite there yet. But those first couple of hours after waking up, they can set the tone for your entire day, and more importantly, for the long-term health of your brain. What you do in that window can either help your memory stay sharp or let it slowly dull over time. So in this video, we're going to talk about 6 simple brain boosters you can start doing every morning to help keep your memory strong and your mind clear. These aren't complicated or time-consuming. You won't need to buy expensive supplements or join a fancy program. These are everyday habits that anyone can do, and the results can be truly life-changing. So, let's get into the first one. Let's start with something incredibly simple, but surprisingly powerful: hydration. I know drinking water doesn't sound like a memory-boosting miracle, but hear me out. When we sleep, we go around 7 to 9 hours without drinking anything. That means when you wake up, your brain is already a little dehydrated, and even mild dehydration, just 1 to 2%, can affect your concentration, short-term memory, and alertness. That morning grogginess you feel? It's not just about sleep. Your brain is literally thirsty. The fix? Drink a full glass of water within 30 minutes of waking up. Make it a ritual. Put the glass next to sharpen or your bed, or keep a bottle by the sink where you brush your teeth. You don't need anything fancy, just clean water. If you want to give it an extra kick, a slice of lemon can add flavor and vitamin C. But the key is consistency. This one small habit wakes up your brain, helps flush out toxins, and gets your mind ready for the day. You'd be amazed how much clearer your thoughts feel after a good morning drink of water. Once you're hydrated, it's time to get your body moving. Now, I'm not talking about running a marathon or doing push-ups until you break a sweat. I'm talking about gentle movement, something as simple as 5 to 10 minutes of stretching, walking, or even dancing to your favorite song. Because here's the thing, when you move your body, you increase blood flow to your brain. And better blood flow means more oxygen, more nutrients, and a healthier brain over time. There's also a powerful link between movement and memory. Research shows that regular physical activity, even in small doses, can boost the size of your hippocampus. That's the part of your brain responsible for learning and memory. And when you start your day with movement, you're telling your brain, hey, wake up, let's get sharp, let's get focused. It's like jump-starting your mental engine. If you're not sure where to start, try this. Stand up, stretch your arms overhead, take a few deep breaths, and roll your shoulders. Then walk in place for 1 or 2 minutes. Or, if you're feeling a little more energized, take a short walk around the block. You don't need a gym membership. You just need to move your body in a way that feels good to you. It's about progress, not perfection. Now, once you're hydrated and moving, it's time to feed your brain. Literally. That brings us to the next brain booster: a protein-rich breakfast. You've probably heard people say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And when it comes to memory and focus, that's absolutely true, especially if you're over 60. But it's not just about eating something. It's about eating the right things. Sugary cereals, white bread, or pastries might give you a quick boost, but they'll leave you crashing mid-morning, foggy and tired. Your brain deserves better than that. What it really needs in the morning is protein. Foods like eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, nuts, and even beans are packed with amino acids that support the production of neurotransmitters, those little chemical messengers that help your brain think clearly and remember things. Add in some healthy fats like avocado or olive oil, and you've got a breakfast that fuels not just your body, but your memory too. Here's a simple idea. Scramble 2 eggs with a handful of spinach and a sprinkle of cheese. Add a slice of whole grain toast with a little olive oil or nut butter. Or if you're in a hurry, mix Greek yogurt with some berries and a spoonful of flaxseed. These meals don't take long, but they give your brain the nutrients it needs to stay sharp throughout the day. And while we're talking about food, let me share something personal. A friend of mine, Susan, who just turned 72, told me she used to skip breakfast because she wasn't hungry in the morning. But she also noticed she was forgetting where she put things more often: her glasses, her keys, even the grocery list she had just written. When she started eating a protein-rich breakfast regularly, she said the fog lifted. She felt more grounded. Her memory didn't magically become perfect, but she noticed a difference, and that small change helped her feel more in control. That's the beauty of these brain boosters. They're simple, they're doable, and they make a difference over time. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. You just have to show up for yourself each morning with a few good habits and a willingness to care for your brain like the incredible organ it is. So, we've talked about starting your day with water, getting your body moving, and feeding your brain with a smart breakfast. These may sound basic, but they are the foundation of a sharper, healthier mind. And when these habits become part of your routine, you begin to feel more energized, more focused, and more confident in your memory, day by day. Now that your brain is hydrated, your body is moving, and you've given yourself a breakfast that actually supports your memory rather than sabotages it, let's talk about something that most people completely overlook in the morning. But it's absolutely vital for keeping your brain sharp: mental stimulation. You see, your brain is like a muscle. If you don't challenge it, it gets lazy, and over time, that laziness turns into forgetfulness. That's why one of the best things you can do for your memory, especially first thing in the morning, is to give your brain something to chew on. And no, I don't mean scrolling through social media or watching the news, which often just fills your mind with stress and distractions. I'm talking about intentional brain activity, simple, enjoyable things that wake up your thinking. For some people, that's doing a crossword puzzle with their morning coffee. For others, it might be reading a chapter of a book, working on a jigsaw puzzle, or even trying to memorize a short poem. One of the easiest ways? Try switching up a routine. Brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Take a new walking route. Do something that makes your brain say, "Wait, this is different." These little challenges force your brain to create new neural connections, and that's what keeps your memory strong. You don't have to spend an hour on it, and 10 minutes of focused mental activity can work wonders. Think of it as giving your brain a workout before the day begins. Nothing strenuous, just enough to keep it flexible and sharp. And if you enjoy a little friendly competition, consider playing word games or memory games on a tablet or smartphone. There are lots of apps designed specifically for seniors that are fun and scientifically backed to improve brain function. Just make sure you're not zoning out on them. Be fully engaged, and your brain will thank you. Let me share a story with you. There's a gentleman I know, Mark. He's 78. Every morning, before he reads the paper, he solves a Sudoku puzzle. Nothing extreme, just a beginner or intermediate level. He says it helps him feel mentally warmed up before he tackles the day. And you know what? Mark's memory is sharp. He can recall names, dates, even old song lyrics without missing a beat. That's not magic, it's habit. Now, speaking of habits, there's another brain booster that might surprise you because it sounds too easy to matter. But it absolutely does. And that's mindful breathing, or a few minutes of quiet reflection. I know meditation has a reputation for being something reserved for yogis or spiritual retreats, but don't let that scare you off. What we're talking about here is simply slowing down your mind. When you wake up and immediately go from task to task, coffee, phone, emails, appointments, your brain is on overdrive before it's even fully awake. And when your mind is scattered like that, your memory suffers. You start forgetting where you put your keys, what you walked into the room for, or whether you took your medicine yet. That's where mindful breathing comes in. Just sit for 2 or 3 minutes, close your eyes and focus on your breath, in and out, slowly. Don't try to clear your mind completely. That's not the goal. Just observe, notice your breath. Let your thoughts come and go. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the breath. What this does is lower your stress hormones, and stress, as we know, is one of the biggest enemies of memory. High stress over time actually damages the hippocampus, the very part of your brain that controls memory. So when you take a few minutes each morning to be still, to breathe, and to simply exist without rushing, you're actually protecting your brain from the inside out. Some people like to pair this quiet time with prayer, journaling, or even just sitting on the porch listening to the birds. Whatever helps you feel grounded and present, do that. The brain loves calm, and calm brains remember better. I've even had people tell me that their best ideas and their most vivid memories come after this kind of quiet moment. It's like once the noise fades, the important stuff has space to come through. So by now, your morning has started to take a beautiful shape. You've woken up your body, nourished your brain, given it a little challenge, and allowed it to settle into the day with clarity. That's a powerful routine already. But there's still one more thing I want to share with you in this part of the video, and it might be the most heartwarming one of all. It's something that doesn't just boost your memory, but also improves your mood, your relationships, and your overall happiness. And that's simply connecting with someone you care about, even briefly. Now, you might not think of conversation as a brain exercise, but it absolutely is. When you talk to someone, really talk, you're using language, memory, emotion, social awareness all at once. It's one of the best mental workouts you can get, and you don't even need to leave your house. This could be a quick phone call to a friend, A check-in with your spouse over breakfast, sending a thoughtful message to someone you haven't heard from in a while, or even chatting with your neighbor while you're watering the garden. These small moments of connection give your brain a lift, and they reinforce one of the most powerful truths we have as we age. We're not meant to do life alone. Human interaction keeps the brain alert and engaged. It also boosts the production of feel-good hormones like oxytocin and dopamine, which in turn improve memory retention and reduce stress. It's a full circle effect. And the beauty of this is, it doesn't have to be deep or dramatic. A shared laugh, a kind word, a story about something silly that happened yesterday, that's enough to make your brain light up in all the right places. You might be thinking, well, I live alone, or I don't have anyone to talk to every morning. That's okay. Even writing a short letter, talking to a pet, or joining an online community can help. It's the engagement that matters. Being mentally and emotionally present with someone or something. That's the spark your brain is looking for. So let's take a breath together right now. Just a nice, slow inhale and a gentle exhale. You're already doing something good for your brain. And if you've made it this far, you're proving something powerful. That you care about your mind, your health, and your future. That alone is worth celebrating. By now, your morning is shaping up to be a beautiful, brain-boosting ritual. You're giving your mind and body exactly what they need. Hydration, movement, nourishment, stimulation, calm, and connection. But before we wrap up, there's one more powerful habit I want to share with you. It's one that ties everything together, and it's probably the most underrated brain booster of them all. It's purpose. Now, I know that might sound a little big or abstract, especially first thing in the morning. But stick with me because this is simpler and more impactful than most people realize. Having a sense of purpose, something to look forward to, something that matters to you, even in a small way, can dramatically affect the way your brain functions. Studies have shown that seniors with a strong sense of purpose tend to have sharper memory, lower rates of cognitive decline, and even live longer. Why? Because the brain loves direction. When you wake up and know there's something meaningful waiting for you, whether it's tending to your garden, walking your dog, volunteering, working on a craft, or just calling someone who needs a friend, your brain activates in a completely different way. It becomes alert, engaged, and focused. You don't need a massive life mission. Your why can be as simple as wanting to be a good role model for your grandchildren, or wanting to finish that photo album you've been putting together. Maybe it's writing a few pages of your life story, or baking something new every week, or showing up with a smile at your local community center. What matters is that it matters to you. So each morning, before the world rushes in, take just a moment to ask yourself, what's one thing I'm looking forward to today? Write it down if you want. Say it out loud. Let that intention guide your energy for the rest of the day. Even small goals, like organizing a drawer, finishing a book, or calling a friend, give your brain direction. And that direction is like fuel. It keeps the gears turning and the memory centers active. When your life has meaning, your mind stays connected. And that connection is what helps protect your memory from fading away. Let me tell you about Maria. She's 83, lives alone, and every morning she writes one handwritten letter. Not emails, not texts, real pen-on-paper letters. Sometimes it's to a family member, sometimes to an old friend, sometimes even to someone she hasn't seen in decades. She says it keeps her sharp. She has to remember details, choose her words carefully, and organize her thoughts. But more than that, it gives her joy. She looks forward to it. It gives her morning structure and her day's purpose. And she swears it's the reason she stood. Elle feels so mentally clear at her age. So if there's one thing I hope you take away from this conversation, it's that memory loss isn't just something that happens after 60. Yes, aging is real. Yes, our brains change, but you are not powerless. In fact, you have so much more control than you might think, and it starts with the small things you do each morning. A glass of water, a short walk, a good breakfast, a little brain challenge, a quiet breath, a kind word, a sense of purpose. None of these require money or youth or perfection. Just a bit of your time and a little bit of care for yourself. And here's the beautiful part. These habits don't just help your memory. They help you feel alive, more present, more clear, more in tune with who you are and what you still have to give. Because make no mistake, you have so much left to give. So I want to encourage you, don't wait for memory loss to show up before you start protecting your brain. These simple steps are gentle, doable, and powerful. Start tomorrow morning, or better yet, start today. You deserve a mind that serves you well and a life that feels vibrant no matter your age. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's your favorite morning habit that helps you feel more clear and focused? Or is there one you're excited to try from today's video? Share it down below. I read every comment, and this community is full of wisdom and encouragement. And if this video helped you, Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on living your healthiest, happiest life after 60. We've got so much more to explore together. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I hope you walk away feeling inspired and empowered, because truly, every day is a fresh chance to support your mind, take care of your body, and show up for your life. Here's to living with purpose, with clarity, and with joy at any age. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.